Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Racers Driving League Season 12 for round number 12 of the championship here, the Dutch Grand Prix at the Zandvoort circuit in the Netherlands. I'm your host, as always, Zach RC. Looking forward to tonight's event, which, of course, kicks off with our short qualifying session. Looking forward to this one, of course, Zandvoort. Very fast, very entertaining track. Produced a very entertaining race last year in real life. Formula 1 Verstappen taking the victory on that occasion. Got our first two cars and the first three cars now making their way out onto the racetrack to get their qualifying runs started. And among them is our winner from last week, Salve Blaze, who managed to win last amount in Belgium, had it all to himself for the majority of the race, in control from the front to bring home an incredible victory. Being let through there by one of the AlphaTauris. And I think he's potentially looking for a tow, and that's Salve Landlord, who leads the championship if I'm not mistaken. Yet see the updated scores on the Discord server, so I have to look for those for a moment. Regardless though, Landlord, pretty sure he's still in the lead on the still in the lead in terms of the championship, so things are all good on that front for him. Blaze meanwhile's come around to start his first flying run. Well, Landlord's also it's the first one round. The positions changed between those two. So here we go then. I'll take you on board here for a lap of Zandvoort. Right, so down the straight and towards the first corner, nice and smooth into turn one. Staying sort of in the middle of the track if he can. Not going too close to the curb. Good exit there off the first corner, out of the curbs, and over through towards turn two, and then three, and then into the bank corner of turn four. Down towards the yellow flag back there. That's one of the McLarens with us. I believe that is Huggy Bear. Well, it could also be PJ Callard, not quite sure. Making his way now through that very tricky right-hander. Can be difficult to navigate at speed. He's doing very well to keep the lap valid as it stands. He's doing a very good job. Towards the DRS zone now. Making his way towards that sector 2 split. And this second 2 split for the first time is a 49.08, so not too bad. Could end up being a decent banker lap. Through the final corner, the last bank turn, and powering now towards the line. What is Landlord's first time going to be? His first time is a 1 minute 10.4. Can he match it? Salve Blaze making it the last corner on those medium tyres. And he's just over a second off, 1.2 seconds the gap. And Ericsson in the Alpine goes second there. Moved all the way towards the right hand side going down the main straight. Curtis crosses the line, goes third fastest. Who will be next? Huggy Bear in the McLaren. Going to be next across the line. Towards the finish he comes. 1 minute 11.4, just in front of Blaze, who in fact hasn't done too bad on those medium tyres. So of course we'll be able to see Alfa Romeo's pace now as Fergus grounds the final turn on the soft tyres as opposed to his teammate. Towards the finish he goes, and crossing the line. 1 minute 11.2, so that's faster than Huggy and faster than Blaze, so puts him 4th place for the time being. As there goes PJ Callard, who goes 3rd fastest there, beating his teammate. Next car to cross the line is JB, who's starting his first timed run. Here comes C110P fan towards the line. What's he going to set? He goes last, 1 minute 13.8. Very slow time there compared to what I've seen from him in the past. Hopefully he can pick things up. Though on the medium tyres, not too bad a banker lap. I'm sure you would have liked to see it. Would have liked to see an improvement. Yellow flag there, and Pope's going quite slowly. He's come to an exact stop. I think he's just waiting for drivers to go through before he can get himself going again, try and get himself into clean air. Jay's causing a yellow flag there. Should be okay though. Lionel and Ericsson now both into the pit lane and back inside their garages. $12 minutes to go. Who is next to cross the line? That'd be BJ, who's starting his next time run. JB is making his way towards the final corner. Fergus is going into the pits, I believe. Yes, he is. And towards the finish for JB. What's it going to be? Goes P7 on the mediums. Has the fastest medium time so far. Just about faster than Blazer's time. Who is next to cross the line? Curtis went P4 there. He's doing quite well on this lap in particular. So let's see if he can finish this one off. Making his way through the last couple of corners now and going towards the line. Into that bank turn. JB holding up some drivers there. Down the main straight. And Curtis goes third fastest there. A mere 4/10 off. Or just under 4/10. Next car to come through will be BJ and the Williams. So one of the McLaren's letting through there. Here they come, off the final corner. What's his time going to be? I think he could go poles, to be honest. Oh, he just misses out. 1 minute 10.5. A total of 17 hundredths slower than Landlord's time. So very good there from the Williams driver. Fan into the pits here. Websy in the Red Bull off the last corner and towards the line. Goes P7 there. Not too bad. Next car will be JB though. I assume he's pitting this lap. In he comes. And Pope just went third fastest there in the Alpine. 1 minute 10.5. So very tight up front between the first 4 or 5 cars. All set in 1 minute 10s to get this session started. Still got 10 minutes to go, so there's plenty of time for another driver to improve on things. Ericsson on his out lap here. And there comes one of the Williams cars towards the line. That's BJ into the pits though. Ericsson though beginning his next time run. The 2 Alpine cars currently occupying the second row on the grid. 3 drivers who are yet to set laps. Those drivers being Courtney Goblin, Luigi Sven and Dan. Ericsson making his way towards that first sector split. What's it going to be? Oh, he's 700ths up. But he's currently on his out lap as it stands. I assume he'll get out of the way here for the Alpine. Yes, he does. Good sportsmanship there. Landlord on out lap, kind of holding up Websy there. I'm not sure Websy had already backed off. The AlphaTauri driver trying to get out of the lap in. Fergus is invalidated here, makes his way into the pits. Driver behind him though, Dan, I believe, is just starting his first run. There comes Landlord through to start his second. Callum's going on the track, he's half a second down after sector 1. Blaze also out on the track, but he's invalidated here, so he has to go around for another run in order for him to set another lap. Dan making his way to the first sector split here. Landlord into the split. Oh, he's 1.5 tenths up. This could be the start of a very impressive lap here from Landlord. Yellow flag there, and that's one of the Alfa Romeos. Out the left-hander onto the DRS straight. Oh, he's skidded a little bit there. He may have lost a decent chunk of time. Oh, wait, he's still 17 hundredths up. Sorry, he's 1.7 tenths up. to make his way towards the line. What's Dan's first effort? Like, his Calspin is qualified, blocking the pit lanes. That means he'll start last for the race. He's currently running in P6. And he's got poorly famous. Dan goes 13th. Landlord looking to improve. He does improve. 1 minute 10.2. Brilliant lap there. Pope on his out lap. Blaze towards the line. That lap is 1 minute 31, so he definitely backed off in order to try and save things for this next run. So hopefully he's got clean air in front of him. That's all he needs. Currently down in P10s. Hopefully on these soft tyres he can set a lap that can really challenge Landlord for pole position. Been a very fast start to the lap, that's for sure. Towards the first sector split. Oh, just under a 10th up. He's going to need a lot more than that if he wants to beat Landlord. Oh, there he goes, losing control, no! And Blaze out of qualifying. And we'll start at best P11 for the race itself. Very unfortunate there. He was on course for such. He was on a decent lap, and I could definitely see potential there in terms of him improving. But he's out. Dan coming towards the line here. He's half second up in sector 2, crossing the line. Goes 10th fastest there, beating Blaze's time. Here comes Fan towards the line. Can he improve? Goes P2 by loses out by 100th of a second. Landless coming towards the line now. He's going into the pits. Pope's just started his next time run. And Paris in sector 2. It was 2 seconds down in sector 1. Curtis towards the line. Could improve here. Goes 6th fastest. Just in front of Ericsson. And Ferguson should start his next time lap. Dan in sector 2 now. He's a second down on his previous effort in sector 1. Here comes Luigi Sven, who's setting his first lap as of right now. 49.7 the second sector split as it stands. On those medium tyres, I think he'll need to go for another run on the soft here if he wants a chance to get inside that top 10. Here he comes now, off the final turn. Towards the line. Goes 13th fastest, so just in front of Blaze there. Conti Goblin hasn't gone out the pit lane yet. Still waiting for him. Fan we put in this time, I have no doubt. Pope's invalidated, so nothing from him at the time being. Curtis has backed off. Fergus was 3.5 tenths up in sector 2. This could be the start of, or could be the end of a good lap. Although if he does improve from here, he needs a couple more tenths in order to get any higher up the grid. Where would he come to the line? Stays in P8, but he's a lot closer now. 500ths between him and the next car, Ericsson in the Alpine. Curtis, I have no doubt, will be pitting this time. Conti Goblin still in his garage. So in goes Pope into the garage. Of course, he's without his. Sorry, Luigi Sven. I was noticing the Ferrari is, of course, without his teammate tonight. Because Alvar unable to race. We're also missing Ethan in the Mercedes. We are missing Tinky Winky in the Alpine. And we're also missing Ben in the Aston Martin. Sorry, excuse me. We're missing Zach Sherman. We're missing both the two Aston Martin drivers in the standings from Hungary. I mean, of course, Ben made his debut for I think last time, if I'm not mistaken. Can't quite remember. Fergus is coming towards the line, but he's making his way into the pits here. Websy was 3.5 tenths up in sector 1. What can he do in this second sector? Off the turn he comes, making his way down the straight. DRS now wide open, heading towards that second sector split. 6 tenths up, and that could put him potentially above Fergus if he can see this lap out. It's crucial he doesn't spoil things himself here in these last couple of turns. Through the final right-hander and towards the line. What's it going to be for Websy in the Red Bull, who crosses the line, goes 3rd fastest. Brilliant lap there from the Red Bull driver, putting him inside the top 3. Great run there. JB backing off into turn 1 having just started time. Huggy Bear also through turn 1 there. Luigi's Sven making his way out of the pits. So only a couple of minutes left to go now in the session, so we may start seeing that last late rush. Dan's on his outlap, he'll be the next car to cross the line. Yellow flag there, that's just JB letting drivers through. So we are also without Lucky Lambert in tonight's race. Missing quite a few drivers. Here comes Ericsson towards the Sector 2 split. He's a 10th up. And that could put him potentially up on the 3rd row alongside Pope or Paris, one of the two. Just under 2 minutes now to go. Down the main straight. Towards the finish. Goes 4th fastest there. As Webster's retired in the pit lane, I believe. Yep, in the pits. It's Connie Goblin finally makes his way out onto the track. Going for one lap only by the looks of it. Salve Landlord still leading then by 100th of a second in terms of qualifying. But both those two are out of the pits. Both the top two out of the pits and on the track. Not too long to go now, reaching the final minute. And everyone's really trying to go for it now. JB into the pits. Ferguson to turn 1. Dan towards the line. He's going to be able to have another go. Luigi Sven is a quarter of a second up at the end of Sector 1. And half a second up now in the second sector. This could be big. We could see Luigi Sven potentially put himself inside the top 10. Making his way towards the line. Half a minute to go. Here he comes towards the line. He's got a car coming behind us, one of the Williams cars. That's BJ, I believe. Sorry, no, that was Paris who went a second and a half up. BJ here is in Sector 1. Next car to cross the line, I believe. That is Pope. He's coming towards the flag. Goes 4th fastest, just in front of his teammate. The checkered flag has now fallen. No one else will be able to set times. Fergus goes 5th. Next car to cross will be Dan, who's making his way towards the line. Coming into the pits here. There's a soft tyre sitting on the main straight. As Fan goes fastest. And that's going to leave Lando with it also, but he's backed off. So short of any more improvements, I dare say that could be Fan on pole position. Pope's retired. There's BJ towards the line. Could he snatch pole at the last moment? Over the line. He does! Snatch pole. 200th of a second once again in it. Paris towards the line into the pits. Luigi Sven into the pits. So that settles it. BJ Van Leeuwen on pole position for the Dutch Grand Prix. What an end to the lap that was. In all fairness, incredible job to him. He put in a stellar lap time right at the end, right when it counted. Courtney Goblin was actually able to set a time in the end. So Salwave Blazers will be left for all to do. Qualifying 14th for the race. Just behind him being Courtney Goblin and PJ Khaled, who of course got disqualified. But as BJ on pole position as one of the AlphaTauris takes a run to the grass. And that is qualifying. Right then, so before we go for a moment, we'll give you the top 10. So BJ on pole position with Fan in 2nd, Landlord 3rd, Websy in 4th, Pope 5th, Curtis 6th, Fergus 7th, Ericsson 8th, Paris 9th, and JB in 10th. Right, so that is your top 10 for the start of the Grand Prix. And we're back there. We're back to you in just a few minutes for the start. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Races Driving League Season 12, round number 12, here in the Netherlands for tonight's Grand Prix. It's a little bit cloudier than it was in qualifying now, so could there be a threat of weather impending over the course of the rest of the Grand Prix? Let's wait and see for the time being. Make sure to stick around for the Grand Prix, which will be getting going in just a moment here, so we get the final 30-second countdown to the end of the formation lap and the start of the race itself. Definitely looking forward to this Grand Prix. Good luck to all the drivers taking part. Here we go then. 10 seconds for the drivers to get their setups ready and get their starting tyres, and this moment will take you through the grid for the race. Right then, so to get this one underway, well, then I'll take you through the starting lineup and what tyres everyone's on for the Grand Prix. So it's BJ on pole position, having narrowly taken it at the end of qualifying, and C1 10P fan who snatched pole from Landlord, and Blaze already been disqualified, as has Huggy Bear. They must have made contact coming off the line. So those two on the front row. Landlord starts third. He's got the championship lead to defend today, and Websy starts fourth. One of his better qualifying sessions. Hopefully converts into a good points finish for Red Bull. Pope starts in 5th place, the reigning champion in the Alpine, and Curtis on the outside of row 3 in the only Mercedes in the pack tonight. Fergus starts in 7th place, out-qualifying his teammate. Ericsson 8th in the other Alpine. 9th is Paris, who's unable to match his teammate in quali. He starts on the medium tyres for this one. And JB starts in 10th, running at your top 10 for this one. Luigi Sven starts in 11th place in the Ferrari. Huggy Bear starts 12th. Dan 13th in the AlphaTauri. Subway Blazing 14th. Of course, winner last week in Belgium. And it's Courtney Goblin in 15th who didn't set time. And PJ Khaled who got disqualified for blocking the pit lane at the end of quali. Sorry, not the end of quali. It's around the start, of course. Subway Blaze crashed late on, midway through the session, and unfortunately was unable to set a better time, so he starts in 14th. And in terms of starting tyres, everyone except for Paris and Luigi Sven are on on soft tyres for the race, as well as Subway Blaze as well. Everyone else starting on the softs. So here comes BJ then, making his way through the last corner now to get to the grid to line things up before the start of the Grand Prix itself. Websy's a bit far forward. No worry whatsoever. BJ onto making his way towards that first pole position grid slot for the start of the race itself. It should be a very exciting one here. 36 laps, Zandvoort always producing chaos. As PJ Khaled takes the final spot on the grid of the 16 cars we're taken to the track in tonight's race. Courtney Goblin lines up beside him. So here we go then to 5 red lights for the Dutch Grand Prix, round number 12 of Season 12 in the Races Driving League. Lights out and we are underway. It's a great getaway from BJ down towards that first corner. We're actually trying to make up places, trying to go for third around the outside into turn 1. Could take second away from Landlord. No contact any contact further back. We're all good on that front. A couple of guys changing places as they move through. They're in a couple of corners. BJ's had a rocket start here. He takes over the lead. Landlord in second. Websy now in third. He's got a little bit wide there, so could allow Pope in to go up the inside. There goes Fergus battling Curtis. Paris has been a couple of places in the start. He runs 6th as Dan passes Luigi Sven for 11th place. And Blaze has fallen all the way to the back here. He had a very poor start as Tim McLaren's go side by side in front of him. But BJ's really pulled away here. Brilliant start there from the Williams driver. And good job on Paris as well. The two Williams cars continue to lead in the Constructors' Championship as they have for all season so far. No one's been able to touch them in terms of on the points front, as Curtis goes a little bit wide there, takes out one of the barriers. And Fergus is looking on the inside on the exit, trying to use his ERS to his advantage. Yellow flag behind him, and that's Luigi Sven who's spun out. And that means he falls to the back of the pack. No damage for him for the time being, so he's okay on that front. Curtis and Fergus, Curtis came out on top on that occasion as BJ now rounding the final corner at the end of the first lap. There's your predicted pit stop strategy here, so it doesn't look like we've seen any sort of weather. 1 stop onto hard tyres, or 2 stop onto a set of softs, and then onto a set of mediums for the remainder of the race. But that's those for the guys on soft tyres. The medium tyre drivers, of the 3 of them, could have a completely different situation on their hands. Oh, and there goes Luigi Sven off the last corner, crashing the car. He's likely to keep going, but he's just in front of the pit lane there. So in he comes now into the pits, and PJ Khaled's also in the pit lane as well for a front wing change. He's changed onto a set of medium tyres. And away he goes. This race has gone from bad to worse for these two. BJ then pulling out a lead of 8/10 now over Landlord, and Webstein still in third there, touching about half a second behind. He'll looking to try and make a move at some point as they make their way through sector number 2. He's closing in bit by bit there. Fan in 5th. Of course, he's dropped back from 2nd, or he's lost a couple of places. They have a good position change here. So the looks of it, the biggest gainer has been Paris and Courtney Goblin, who have gained 3 spots each. Luigi's Friends lost 5 and Fan has lost 3. So it's not looking too good for those guys, but hopefully they can make it back up. Of course, PJ Khaled and Luigi's Friend have made stops already. Landlord trying to close in now on BJ, and this is where things get interesting because the DRS is getting enabled on this lap as we get the message from race control now. In just a moment, over the line they go. BJ sets the fastest lap, Landlord then sets it in response. Pope's closing in, he's trying to make a move on Webster into turn 1. Not close enough, choosing not to go for it. Race control now enabling DRS as Fergus goes a little bit wide into turn 1. I like Curtis draw a little bit of a gap now. So things are looking okay for these guys. It's all single file as of right now. BJ pretty in control of this race, but Landlord is still closing in the gap about half a second as it stands. And Websy is still holding on to 3rd place. Pope there in 4th. Paris will be thinking about challenging C110P Fan as soon as possible. I do think Pope will have the advantage in terms of this battle because it doesn't look like Websy will have DRS. He does end up with it in the end. Pope going a little bit lower on his line. And Webster's using his DRS, so he's trying to get away a little bit. Landlord could have a good go down the main straight if he gets a better exit than BJ out of the last corner. Webster's gone a little bit wider there, but he's managed to get away with it. Off the last real corner and towards the line here. This is where it gets interesting because we could see a lead change. DRS now being enabled. Does Landlord use his DRS? BJ's lose about half his battery as it stands. Into turn 1, Landlord not going for it as Pope makes the move on Websy into the first corner. Brilliant move there from the reigning champion, and Fan has caught them, and Paris is closing in as well. So we could be able to see a 4-car battle for the last spot on the rostrum as Ericsson passes Dan, and Connie Goblin, I believe, has just made a pass as well. I'm not quite sure what's going on with these guys. Fergus still chasing Curtis as he has been for the first few laps. Paris going to chase the Fan, just trying to catch up to Websy and Pope, and of course Landlord and BJ in a world of their own up front. Landlord's saving his battery here. His DRS management has been spectacular in these opening laps. He's still got full battery, so to be honest, he could go for it if he wanted to. And he's going to go for it now. BJ with no DRS, no help. Landlord looks to the outside, backs out of it. I think he might try and get a better exit here. He might try to switch back on the exit of the left-hander. Chooses not to, who still stays in line. He's using his DRS here, staying as close as he can. I dare say he might use it through the final corner as well, and he does use it through the final corner. Towards the line they go. He's a little bit scrolly there on going through that final turn. As Ericsson has spun out there. We'll have to focus on that. Can't focus on that for the minute because Landlord's going around the outside, trying to take the lead, and now he's going for a switch back on BJ as they exit turn 1. These are going side by side. There might be a little bit of wheel banging there. Ericsson is okay by the looks of it. No damage to the Alpine, but I think he's going to the pits anyway. I'd imagine me seeing it. He may have end plate damage, I'm not entirely sure. But now Pope has quickly caught the 2 leaders, and now it becomes a 3-way chase for the top spot. Webster's about a second back, and Fan is still being chased by Paris, so it's back to how it was before. A bit more of a split now between 3rd and 4th. Pope is now been focusing on getting the 2 cars in front of him. And could we be about to see a lead change here as it exits the corner. Oh, get a little bit scrolly there as Landlord on the exit. He's managed to get away with it though. Off the turn. BJ's got about a half-second advantage as it stands. Into the last corner. That final sweeping right-hander. And the DRS now being deployed. Looks like Paris is closing on Fan. He might try and go for a move into turn 1. Oh, he does go for it. Oh, that was very cheeky from Paris T32, who's taken 5th place away from Fan at turn 1. And Dan's made a pass on JB for the 9th spot. I don't think our battle's over yet. So we could try and get him through turn 4. Landlord still relentless in his chase and attempts to take that top spot. BJ trying to get away a little bit. Planlock going from very deep there. Fast and slow out. He's using that ERS as advantage now. Does he look to the inside? I think he's just setting himself up for a better move down the main straight. And Paris is now chasing Websy. He could still be kind of under threat from C110P fan. He's still just there behind them. Fergus has now caught Curtis once again. So Packer sort of block a lot more. Save for this lead train. And I could be a bit about to see a change to the lead. Because there goes Landlord around the outside into turn 1. And he takes the lead away. There goes Salve Landlord into the top spot. And Paris now passing Websy as Blaze is out of the session. And I believe he's crashed the car in the final corner. And that brings out the safety car. And that is not what Salve Blaze would have wanted, but that's exactly what Landlord would have wanted in terms of the championship. Because that will allow him to increase his championship lead by a fair margin. So they go from bad to worse for Salve Blaze. He's out of the race. Our first retiree of the Grand Prix. And I see what everyone does in terms of strategy. So it's Landlord who now leads them from BJ in second, Pope in third, Paris fourth, Websy fifth, Fan in 6th, Curtis 7th, Fugs 8th, Dan 9th, and JB in 10th. It's Courtney Goblin 11th, Huggy Bear 12th, Callan 13th, Ericsson 14th, there's past the safety car, and Lucas Spain also past the safety car there 15th. So this will give those guys an opportunity to catch up. Oh, and BJ's faked it there, so Landlord's going to the pits. I'm not sure if the intention for Landlord was to pit or just do what everyone else was doing. Not quite sure, but Landlord's coming in. Websy's also into the pits. Changing on to a set of medium tyres. Landlord's a set of hard tyres here, so he's going to go to the end of the race on those. Dan onto mediums. Huggy Bear onto a set of soft tyres. Got any Goblin also onto mediums, and JB onto hards. So in terms of going to the end of the race, JB and Landlord have the right idea, but they will be a lot slower in this opening stage that we'll get to the restart. So BJ and Pope and Paris, Curtis and Fergus all elected to stay out. So was that the right call? We'll have to wait and see as to what goes down later on in the race itself. Right, and so coming to the end of lap 8, so it's BJ now in the lead. Sun's starting to come out a little bit more now. Getting to the end of lap 8 now and the start of lap number 9. And I assume that hopefully by the end of this next lap we'll be able to go back to racing again. BJ leads then, Pope in second, Paris third, Curtis fourth, and Fergus fifth. All of them chose to stay out. Landlord is the first of the drivers who has made a stop. He's on those hard tyres. So will that pay off? We'll have to wait and see. Websy 7th, Fan in 8th. And it's Dan in 9th, JB 10th, Connie 11th, the two McLarens, Hucky and Khaled 12th and 13th, Ericsson 14th, and Luigi Sven 15th. Those guys closing in on the leaders. Right into the middle, hit the sector 2 split and we'll be able to see if we can go back to racing again. And there we go. Race control gives us the most safety car in this lap. Right then, so how will BJ handle the restart? Towards the last turn, you can see all 15 remaining cars right there. So we've lost one, that being Salway Blaze. BJ and Pope synchronised in their efforts. I'll have to wait and see. Oh, and BJ's caught him napping there. Great getaway. Down towards the line. We're back to racing at lap number 10. Brilliant restart there from the Williams driver. And Paris brings technical advantage to make it Williams 1-2 if he can. No changes in position on this restart. Everyone's staying single file for the time being. We'll have to wait for DRS to be redeployed before people start making moves. But because everyone's got pretty much a full tank of DRS at this point. Let's see what everyone chooses to do with it. Pope chasing chasing BJ. He's got Paris behind him. The top three getting away a little bit there. Curtis struggling on those soft tyres. Landlord on the hards. Still has decent pace. Webster's just behind him. So yeah, Curtis is evidently dropping back, and Fergus, these guys have been going at it for the first few laps of this Grand Prix. And they're still one behind the other. Paris on those medium tyres could go a little bit longer into the race than the soft tyre runners can, but I know these guys want to try and stretch as long as they can. I know Pope is very good at managing his tyres. I've seen him in Monaco. It's quite good. So BJ leads, Pope in second, and Paris in third. That's your top three as it stands. Curtis fourth, Fergus fifth, and Landlord in sixth place. And Websy is looking around. Well, he could fall prey to C110P found on the exit of the corner. Should things go astray for him, they haven't. Into the right-hander. Fergus has to be careful running dead just over behind Curtis, because if he breaks any earlier than he thinks he might, then he could be in serious trouble. Oh, and there goes Fergus off the track, and there goes Landlord going off with him. What happened there? There may have been a bit of lag there, I'm not quite sure, but it was very strange. And here's where things will start to get interesting now, because the DRS is being redeployed on the lap number 12, and Pope's still there. He spent his time being about 3 or 4 tenths behind BJ, so coming off the last corner and towards the line. Fergus and Curtis on the inside down towards turn 1. Fergus forced a long way around. Had to back up as Fan is now being trying to battle Websy for the 7th spot, and the Aston Martin takes it. Brilliant move there. There's been a bit of a lock up there from someone. That may have been Websy. Down in 9th. He'll be the next driver looking to pounce on Websy. Look at the gaps here. It's just 7 tenths separating the 3 leaders as it stands. And Pope may have a good chance of taking the lead with a full tank of full battery of ERS and the DRS to his advantage. BJ could lose the lead here. Yellow flag, and that's Ericsson who's out. What's happened to the Alpine? The safety car's been redeployed. Second safety car in 12 laps. Well then. Well then. Pope was looking to try and take the lead away from BJ. He's coming to the pits now. Pope stays out. Paris stays out. Curtis goes in. Fergus stays out. 2 of those drivers have finally called it quits. Out into the pits. Pope and Paris and Ferguson go as long as they can. Scotty Goblin gets hit with a 5-second penalty. A lot of drivers making changes here. BJ Jones will set medium tyres. Curtis onto set of mediums. Luigi Sven onto another set of soft tyres. Huggy Bear onto hards. PJ Caleb waiting. Those two chose double stack, and that I'd say that could hurt him, but it's not going to hurt him because of the fact they're on a safety car. So it should be okay. He's on to set hard tyres as well. So those two are planning the safety car strategy for the time being. Pope, Paris, and Fergus all stay out. So those top three yet to be their first stops of the race. We're a third of the way through this one. We've already had 2 safety cars, so it doesn't bode too well for the rest of the race, I don't think. Hopefully, on the next lap, we'll go back to racing again. I'm not quite sure what happened to Ericsson there. Coming to lap number 13 now. Over the lines begin lap number 14 of this race. We're just waiting here for that's racing. Huggy Bear's come back into the pits. He's doing another lap. He's doing a lap on those hard tyres. He's got front wing damage. Not quite sure he's got that. He's making a change. On to mediums. I think his plan was to just do a 1 lap on me and make sure he can get to the end. And 1 lap on Haas, make sure he can get to the end. Maybe get to the end of the race, get a little bit further, and then pits onto a set of medium tyres. And he will need to quickly catch the pack here because I'm not sure if we'll be going racing this lap, or we'll go around again. Closing on the halfway mark of this race. It's now Pope in control. He leads for the first time today. Ericsson's left the session. Of course, he's our second retiree of the night. Now, will the safety car come in this time? Looks like we'll be going 1 more lap. Unless Huggy Bear can catch up. No, it does look like... Oh no, never mind, there we go. Safety car in this lap. Lovely. Okay, so Pope will handle things on the restart. He's got Paris right there up his chuff. We're looking to try and make a move for the lead if he gets a good jump. Pope has control. And there he goes. Perhaps not the best of getaways he would have liked. Fergus defending third from Landlord into turn 1. Websy is looking. JB and Dan go side by side to the first corner. The Alpha Tiger getting edge on this occasion. We just think gone to chase on those soft tyres. Oh, a bit of contact there with Curtis. He's hit the back of that car. He hasn't got damage to be fair to me. He's okay. Very aggressive there from the Ferrari driver. You can tell he wants to get moving. He wants to get himself inside those points. Pope getting away then. Paris in second. Fergus in third. The top two have really gotten away now. Man will be looking to try and set third place as quickly as he can. He may have to use some of his ERS. And he is going to use some of his ERS there. Fergus is using his as well. Neither one of the two leaders using theirs. BJ right on the back of JB there. Tongue twister. We just been looking around. Can't get Curtis on this occasion. Might wait till the main straight. Be the best opportunity for him to go for it. Here he comes towards turn number 1. I'm not going to go for the dive, too far back. Not worth it at this stage in the race. Huggy Bear and PJ Calico side by side, but 2 McLarens. Let's be careful with make contact. There may have been a bit of wheel banging there. Both have gone out unscathed. Websy trying to pass Fan here. He's trying to close in. Paris closing a little bit. Eventually, the fact that Paris Armenians will start to kick in because he's got to he can stay out a little bit longer. Potentially going to set soft tyres to the end. When do Pope and Fergus choose to pit is the question. Yeah, they come off the last corner. Fergus now out of DRS range, and that's going to be scary for him because he's going to have Sav Landlord breathing down his neck. Down to turn 1. They go. 4.5 tenths separating the top two. Fan right on the back of Landlord. Webster's falling back a little bit, the gap 7 tenths there. And Dan is after having finished JB, is now trying to close in on the Red Bull in front of him. BJ currently trying to get past JB. Oh, yellow flag. And that is... I think Paris may have lost things a bit there. And Fergus is now taking second. And Pope now has a big lead now. 1.7 seconds the advantage. 1.8. Maybe 1.9. Yep, 1.9. And the chaser now again. Paris is losing it here. No idea what's going on, but he's got DRS on Fergus. He's going to use it to his advantage here. I don't think he's supposed to go for it. He won't go for it for the time being. So Pope then rounding the final corner to begin lap number 18 in this Grand Prix. It's hitting the halfway point of the race. Not quite sure what happened to Paris, but it's exactly what Pope would have wanted. Yellow flag, sector 3. Oh, and that's a multi-car occasion. And that is Curtis, who's made contact with Dan. And both those two are into the pits here. Both have damage. No need for a safety car, though. So we're all okay on that front. Both cars making it back to pit safely. Paris right on the back of Fergus there, going onto the grass. He has to recover from that quickly. And he's on the chase still, and he attempts to take back second place. Landon half a second behind, so could be back to become a 3-car battle as it stands. And fans are willing to close in as well. Don't count Webster yet, because he's not too far behind either. DRS train back into play. Paris, I see, is sort of trying to set himself up for a move down the main straight each time. Into the right-hander through the final curve. 2.5 seconds now the advantage between Pope and Fergus at the halfway point. Paris doing chase down the main straight. He's all the way on the inside. Contact between the two there. And Paris, I think, just came across a little bit too much. He's managed to get away with it by the looks of it. No damage to either one of those two cars. Landlord all over Fergus in the Alfa Romeo as BJ came flying and he's taking 7th place, so he's on the charge. Landlord down to 3rd. He's made the move stick on Fergus. He's now fallen off the podium. And there goes Fan now, making the pass to the inside as well. What happened to Fergus? He's fallen apart. This race is looking like it's fallen apart from him. He's on the podium. He's in 2nd place at the start of the lap. And alright goes JB there. Oh, and he's collected Luigi's Sven as well. And the Ferrari has end plate damage. Has JB gone out unscathed? No end plate on the Ferrari, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there it is on the right side. I think JB may have suffered damage too. Back down the main straight. In comes Ferguson to the pits. There goes BJ now taking 5th. Two Red Bulls, one behind the other. Courtney Goblin might look to the inside. He's there looking underneath, but couldn't quite get his nose in. As Luigi's Sven now gets hit with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Fergus onto a set of medium tyres. So apparently he had damage. He may have lost an end plate. That may have been what the yellow flag was for. So he's down to 10th place now. Pope now with a 2.3 second advantage. Paris has now been given free rein to chase the Alpine driver. Yellow flag again. Oh, it looks like the two Red Bulls may have made contact. The two McLarens take an absolute advantage there. They're up to 6th and 7th now. Paris then being chased by Landlord off the last turn and towards the line. Now terribly closed in, but not enough to make a move. As Fang sets the fastest lap of the race now, and BJ sets another load in response. 1 minute 12.6. Connie Goblin stays out. Huggy Bear and Webbs into the pits. Another set of medium tyres and front wing change as well. Huggy Bear onto a set of softs and putting on a new front wing as well. JB making the pass down, up into the points now. Just getting past into the first corner. And where is Curtis? He's down the main straight, so we catch up to these two and to these guys in just a moment. 6/10 the gap between Paris and Landlord as it stands. With 15 points towards Landlord's championship tally and attempt to win, if I'm not mistaken, his 3rd Drivers' Championship. No, excuse me, his 4th title. Of course, one of those has already come with AlphaTauri, as Pope finally calls it quits and enters the pit lane. Whereas only Paris now, if I'm not mistaken, is yet to stop, and that is correct. Only Paris hasn't stopped, and Landlord's in the right position to capitalise. And on those hard tyres, could definitely make it to the end. Courtney Goblin gets hit with a 5-second penalty now for speeding in the pit lane. Look at PJ Caleb, what a run he's had. He's gained 11 places here. Since the start of the race, he started last. He's up to 5th now, so he's doing brilliantly. I'm very proud of his performance should he come home and finish this one. Still got 14 laps to go, so quite a way to go. Paris now in the lead. Landlord closing in. Using ZRS on the exit. Right, he's got about double what Paris has got. Paris down the main straight, breaking the toe for Landlord, and then goes Fans to pits. So looks like we're going to a set of mediums, I believe. Yep, yes he is. In comes Aston Martin. He's away, very good stop there from the team in green. Pope into 5th then as a result. I think that'll be all the spots that Fan loses here. So everyone's a bit more spaced out now, save for these two who are now right with each other, running in nose to tail here. Paris just a decent amount of time here, and Landlord's looking around the outside. I'm not really sure that's the best move to be going for. I'm thinking about take the lead here. This could be the change. Using ZRS on the exit. Wants to use it all the way down the straight this time. I think he's intending to go for it. Tried it as late as he could on the brakes. Just not quite enough. Down the main straight, that's where I go for it now. Following the toes, make the way down towards turn 1. And looking to the outside. Paris is forcing the long way around, and it's paid off here. Right to the back bumper. Oh, look, right on the rear wing of Pope. Sorry, of Paris. Pope set the fastest lap there. 1 minute 12. Through sector 2 now. Put the back down, giving chase to JB still. Have a look here, the gaps gaps from everyone to the leader. Cadnap's 4th place with Pope, sorry, with Fan making his own hits. Landlord's still right there on the back of Paris that stands. Still not going for that move. Off the final corner. The 2-time champion looking for it into turn 1. He's going to force it a long way around again as Cannon gets hit with a 3-second time penalty here. These are going side by side. I think Landlord might just have it here. Paris still on the inside, not giving in. I think he has to now. Landlord takes over the lead. I think that might be where Paris calls it quits in terms of tyres. Unless he can retake the lead on this lap. The main problem is he can't go for anything too crazy, too stupid at this stage in the race. 11 laps to go. And JB and Dan going back and forth here for 8th and 9th. Dan's got the 8th on that occasion. Paris getting chased now down the straight, and BJ's closing as well. Of course, BJ has made that stop. We'll see how long he's been on those tyres for 11 laps. He's been on his tyres for less time than Landlord's been on his hards by 5 laps. So BJ will be faster enough, less wear on his tyres. Oh, Paris a little bit scrubbly there off that last turn. Now, this is the kind of situation where we could potentially see Williams trying to play the team game. As Paris looks back to the inside into turn 1, gets on the curb there, Landlord getting away. So yeah, I'm thinking they might play the team game here because Pope's fast up again. We've seen them do it before, the Williams pair. Paris could back up and allow BJ to get DRS. Now help him join in the fight here in the race for the lead. Yellow flag. And that's JB who's gone around. Oh, he's crashed the car by the looks of it. You think he's still going to keep going? Yes, he is. He's lost his front wing, though. And that corner, that penultimate right-hander has finally caught someone out. JB will have to make another pit stop here. Could go on a set of soft tyres until the end of the race, to be fair. Wouldn't be surprised if he chose not to do that. All the way then. It's the end of the pit lane. Onto soft tyres, yes he is. Paris now into the pits. And now for BJ, the chase begins. BJ 2 seconds behind Landlord. He's got JB coming out just in front of him. Blue flag's been in effect there. JB let him go. And that puts Callum into 3rd place now, albeit with that penalty. Paris out of the pit lane onto a fresh set of soft tyres, and so the chase will begin for him as well in order to try and make up some places. And he could very well do so. Now we wait and see if BJ will close in on the race leader. JB with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Pope right at the back of Khaled now. And this could be a change in the number 3 spot as they make their way down the straight. No ERS being used for either one of them. I think Pope might be lining something up for turn 1. He just brought the gap down by a 10th. Yellow flag 6-2, and that's Curtis who spun out. He's getting us going again as Pope takes 3rd away. Curtis managed to win a minor spin. He's got no front wing damage, so he's okay on that front. And Cad now falling away. In terms of penalties, he's got 3 seconds to his name. Luigi Sven has 5. Huggy Bear, Cockney Goblin, and JB all have 3 each. 1.5 seconds now the gap between the top 2. Connie Goblin making the pass on Huggy Bear, who's making his way out of the pits onto a fresh set of medium tyres. I'll keep my eye here on Chibi trying to close in the gap. He's got 8 more laps in order to try and pull it off. I said I'd be very impressed if he does manage to do it. Pope a further 7.5 seconds behind. Caldera in 4th, and Paris is closing in on Fan in 5th. Yellow flag sector 2. The McLaren as Paris is at the fastest lap. 1:11.8. Down to turn 1. He's right down the back of Fan. If he passes Fan on this lap, he could have an opportunity to potentially catch Caleb before the end of the race. They got back up to 1.7 seconds between the two leaders now. And Connie Goblin's retired in the pits. Race over for him. Down to just 13 cars in this race. And Paris is looking at it now. He's going for 5th place. He's on the inside looking in. Great move there from the Williams man. Put him up a place. Yellow flag sector 1 now, and Curtis is retired as well. And that is a safety car, and this is where it gets interesting. Here we go. Pope into the pits, seizing his opportunity. Kenneth also into the pits. Paris stays out. He's in a very good position now. Kenneth, of course, if I'm not mistaken, still has that penalty to his name. Can't serve the multiple warnings runs in the pits, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was multiple warnings one that he got. So this is where things get interesting. Manuel's been on those hard tyres for 21 laps. So that's since lap 8 as it stands. This is the 22nd lap he's been driving with them on. And I dare say that Paris will be taking the lead here. It's already rubbing in soft tyres. Landlord and BJ must know that Paris is going to smoke a rose here, so they've got to pit in order to be able to beat him. Arnold coming in. BJ coming in. We'll see where the chase is in terms of where Pope is and where those guys are. He should take the lead from them here. Paris down the main straight. Taking the lead away. I think they've got away with it. They have. Unbelievable stuff. So Lando and BJ have managed to get themselves out in front of Paris, and they're on fresher soft tyres now. Huggy Bear is in danger going a lap down. We're down to 12 cars. Here we go then. It's going to be a late charge to the finish line. Not quite sure when the safety car come in. I'm thinking potentially end of the next lap. And I'll go with 4 good laps of racing. 2 without DRS, 2 with it. Right then, so Landlord leads, BJ still second, Paris still third. Be a good haul for Williams coming into the race. I do think it will be restarting in the next lap. Lap 32 then. Everyone onto soft tyres except for Huggy Bear, who I'm assuming may make that change. So JB, Websy and Luigi's friend are all catching up. Dan has just joined the back of that now 8 car pack. Now the restart here is going to be crucial. It all comes down to what these guys all choose to do in the late stages. I dare say I'll probably almost like be going back to racing on this lap. So now I was going to have to nail the restart just to stop BJ from taking the lead away. And I assume we'll soon be getting a message saying the safety car will be coming in this lap. It came in a bit later last time, so wait for a moment. It looks like the safety car is staying out for one more lap. So we're getting one lap with DRS. The whole pack will be all together. And this will be crucial for the drivers with penalties. Those drivers being Khaled, Huggy Bear and JB at the back. Those guys aren't in the best situations here because everyone's going to be bunched up. So Khaled will need to... Those guys need to gain 3 seconds on whoever's in front in order to take advantage. There's a decent chance that one of these 3 drivers, only one of these drivers will end up with points, I reckon, come the end of the race, short of an instant. And Huggy Bear now finally rejoining the back of the pack. And so we now look ahead to the restart. A restart that could be very, very entertaining. So for those of you who are here, make sure to keep it locked here for the moment because this race is in no way finished. Through sector 2. So the Williams pair will be looking to try and top Landlord here on this restart. And the safety car will be coming in the slap. Here we go. Waiting for the message here to confirm. Yes, there we go. 3 laps of racing. Landlord's prime objective here is to gain at least a second on whoever's behind him in order to avoid anyone getting DRS on that final lap. But BJ gets a good restart, can try and stop that from happening. There they are then, all 12 of the drivers who are still running in tonight's race, about to do 3 more laps to determine the race winner, the podium finishers and the point scorers from the end of today's race. Now what does Landlord do? When will he get away? Does he get away early? When will he go for it? He's going for it now. Great getaway, not the best of starts from BJ, but he's still right there. And there goes Pope around the outside into turn 1. Well, I dare say there could be contact here. I'm quite nervous for the restart. And Landlord's crushed it there. And there goes Paris. Paris spins off. Is he out? His turnaround gets going again, but no. He's out of the race. There he goes. I don't think that'll be another safety car, to be honest. I think it might be okay. BJ there, still less than half a second behind Landlords. This race isn't over. There's still one more Williams car that could still take the win. And Pope is a second behind. So everyone's sort of straightened out a bit more now. In terms of ERS, a lot of drivers have got over 70% left. So this will be where drivers really go for the charge and just try and go for those last few, go for those positions that maybe they wouldn't have gone for earlier on in the race. Now it's all or nothing with this safety car situation. 2 more laps to go when Landlord crosses the line. He's got 80% of his battery still left. And BJ's using his in an attempt to try and take the lead now. He's used his deploy for that lap. He sets the fastest lap. And now he's on the chase. He's got that extra point for the fastest time of the race. Should things stay the same, and he's right on the back now. The gap 3 tenths between those two. Pope running in 3rd place. And Fergus is out of the session as well. He's retired in the pit lane. The chase continues though. BJ needs to have a good lap here. He needs to finish the job. And in a lap's time, he'll be planning to use the DRS to try and make a move for the lead in the closing stages. Less than a lap and a half to go as they enter Sector 3. And BJ, if he wants to make the move, he's got to make it quick. I don't think he can wait too much longer. Soggy Ben, I guess, another penalty. 6 seconds to his name now. He'll be finishing in 10th. He'll stand up with a point from today's race for his efforts. Here we go. Final lap. Pope now setting the fastest lap here. So this 3-car battle for first, and it might not be over. DRS now enabled. That's the message that BJ and Pope would have wanted to see. Landlord trying to get away. BJ using his ERS, but he must make sure not to use too much. He may need it for a late charge at the line. He's about a third of his deploy for the lap, as has Landlord. Pope's got a little bit more, but he's a little bit further back here. There's a chance he could fall out of DRS range with a poor corner. It's going to have to be all or nothing here for BJ, but I reckon Landlord will probably use his ERS as well. He's using it on the exit. And both of them, all of them, all using the deploy. And BJ's going to have to go for a pretty audacious move here. He needs a great exit here in order to do anything. That might just settle it. I think Landlord may just have this one wrapped up. Into the penultimate turn. And that just about settles it. Landlord has controlled the race from start to finish. He comes towards the line to take another victory. Chalk another one up for Landlord, who wins here in the Netherlands. Pope sits the fast lap again. Fanholm 4th. Dan 5th. PJ 6th. Luigi's Fen 7th. Well, you could say that there may have been a bit of an anticlimactic end to the race. We got an exciting race nonetheless. So congratulations to Salve Landlord for winning once again. Calatex on driver of the day, finishing 6th place. Very impressive performance. And there he is, your winner today. Salve Landlord, who held on to it and took the victory with BJ in 2nd and Pope in 3rd. Right, so having the final results before I try and get Landlord in for a post-race interview. So Landlord then wins the race from BJ in 2nd, Pope in 3rd, Fan 4th, Dan in 5th, great race for him. PJ Caledon 6th, Luigi's Fen 7th, Websy 8th, JB 9th, and Huggy Bear takes the final points paying place. Fergus, Paris, Curtis, Cotney, Blaze, and last of all Ericsson all failed to finish in today's Grand Prix. Right, so with that then we'll go and see if we can pull Salve Landlord for a quick interview here. I'll see if I can there we go. And then we'll see if we can get him in just to answer a couple questions about the race. I mean, hopefully we'll get something from him. Right, I don't think we'll get anything, to be honest. Right then, so that'll be the end of the stream then. Do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to join us next week for, I believe it's the Italian Grand Prix. If I have a quick look at the calendar. Yep, Italy next week on the 25th. So make sure to join us then. Thank you guys so much for watching.